Hello, my lovely, lovely. How are you doing?
Hi,
It's
I'm
hot.
good, Elisa. How are you?
I'm fine. I hear it's pretty hot. It's pretty toasty over there in India, huh?
Oh, it's peak of summer. It's in the month of May. It's like too hot, and but it's like most of the time it's warm, so we got used to it.
Well, maybe
But
we
it's
could talk about how we can astral travel away from the heat and into the most beautiful weather. I'm just kidding. No, hi, Eric,
yeah.
my boy. I want to say I love you, and maybe you can shed some light on, like,
Hi, Mama. And he's like super excited because
yes.
astral travel is like a really interesting topic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, is there a difference between astral travel and astral projection?
He's like a tiny difference.
Well, let's first of all just start out, Eric, defining both.
Okay, I'm asking. Yeah. All right. So he says the main difference between astral travel and astral projection is astral projection has some more control, he says. Like when you, okay, so he says that when you get used to astral traveling, when you get ease of it, then maybe you can decide, okay, this is where I want to go, this is where I want to be. That's how astral projection works.
So you're projecting your consciousness purposely to a certain place. So I think astral travel, you're saying, is just traveling in the astral plane, but that includes astral projection when it's purposeful, when you're projecting your consciousness to a set location.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's also saying that, okay, so when you said, Lisa, that consciously traveling,
Yeah.
that's not always the case with even astral projection,
Oh, okay.
but there is some degree of control, he says.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So
as compared to astral traveling. Astral traveling is almost, he says, everything that the universe wants you to see, and he's saying like you, Mama, almost like you are hovering into different places, flying around.
oh, wow.
Astral projection can be much more, uh, you are in control. Yeah, and he says that needs a little more expertise. I think
Okay.
that's
So
what he's saying.
what is, I mean, where do we usually, does everybody astral travel, like in their sleep maybe, or only a select?
Yes, he says. Yes, we do every night.
Wow. So can we say, before we go to sleep, I want to go to visit Erik, or I want to go to India and get a suntan? Can we do that?
He's saying, Mom, it's you can say, or maybe you can ask for the memory of it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
let me remember where I'm going tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And when you get used to that, maybe you can then go into the next step of, defining a place, or this is where I want to. And he's also talking about those people like Jamie Noliventia. He does it like he could do it as a child. I've heard him mention it many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
He does that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he saw Erik, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're
Once.
right. That's so
Yeah.
weird. And you never heard of Erik before, right? That's so weird.
Yes. So with people like them, like who have been doing it, like unconsciously, and he's also talking about those people who are bedridden, who are hospitalized on the bed and have no control on their body. They tend to do that. And actually, my daughter, when I was telling, in my family, this is me talking.
Yes.
When I was telling, this is some interesting topic we should be talking. So my daughter was mentioning this animation movie called Phantom Boy. So he's bedridden, but he can astral travel and help people.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah. So Erik is mentioning people like those who can do it, who have been doing it. It's much more easier for them. astral project.
So I guess people with dementia, such as Alzheimer's, do they tend to astral travel also?
Yes. He's saying, yes, mom, but it's not necessary that they would have a memory of it, you know?
Yeah. Do they, well, first of all,
it'll be as good as like you go as, yeah, I didn't hear you.
oh, it's okay. I didn't start. I cut myself off because I wanted to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, he was saying people like who have dementia, it's almost like they're sleeping all day long. You know, they're not exactly conscious in this physical world of everything they're doing. And he's talking about the latter part of the illness when it's like, you know, like really bad on the memory or the brain. So they might not like have the memory, like the conscious memory of it, but they do. Yeah. So it'll be like all day long traveling. Yeah.
Where does their consciousness go? Do they go to where you are, Erik? Are they like, hey, let me check this out because I'm going there pretty soon?
He says that it's almost like going in and out of spirit world, Mom. You know, mostly like they would do things that they might not be able to do in their body. Visiting relatives, you know, things like that.
Relatives in heaven or on the earthly plane, or both?
Both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what is the astral plane? Where is it?
He's actually talking about the dimensions now.
Okay.
So did you mention fifth dimension? Yes. He's saying like, just like how we have our aura, which is our next skin, almost like, you know, the closest to us. So he's mentioning the astral plane, like exactly like the next dimension or the closest one.
Okay.
You're confusing me. But he's saying that it's not as same as dimensions, but if you would explain it in terms of dimension, it will be close to the fifth dimension, like 5D.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and he's actually, why he's mentioning that it's not exactly like dimensions is why, because there is a plane like the 4D or the 5D, the lower planes which are close to us, they can also have these negative entities.
Like ghosts, poltergeists.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, poltergeists.
Can you have positive entities? I mean, Erik, can you go there to that place?
Yeah, so he's saying the earthbound spirits, it's different. Astral projection is not exactly about like you do go into the plane as in which is close to, but it is similar to that in terms of, if you calculate in terms of like distance, like in linear terms, if we have to understand like, okay, this like Austin for Houston, it's similar to that, to our physical plane.
Oh, okay. All right, so where is the spirit realm where you are compared to the astral plane?
He's saying astral plane is a whole of it. It has this spirit realm is also part of the astral plane.
Oh.
He's saying astral plane is everything outside us.
Okay.
Where our astral body can travel. It can be Mars. It can be the spirit plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. Dimensions. So there's no like boundaries for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So wait, is the plane the same as the dimension? If not, what is the difference?
What is the difference, Erik? He's talking about he's talking, when it comes to dimensions, the feel will be different and the rules will be different. Like he's talking about the what is it? Like the time it takes to manifest things, like in 5D and further, it's very short.
Yeah.
Like we have to, like, if we have to practice law of attraction, he says, we have to be really practicing taking care of our thoughts, being positive, projecting good thoughts. But in terms of dimensions, these rules change, right?
Okay.
Like in 5D, maybe as you think of an elephant, the elephant will be in front of you. It's like within seconds.
Right.
Yeah. So these rules differ from dimension to dimension. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the astral plane as such, it encompasses all the dimensions.
Ah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember you saying that, like, dimensions are like kind of like 4 inches above whatever, but they're swirled. They're all stacked and swirled, like the frozen yogurt that's the chocolate vanilla combo.
He's actually showing me a stack of what is that? Give me the word. What we have for breakfast? I'm not getting the word.
Waffles?
No, not waffles. That oh my God, I'm so bad at this. What do you make with egg and flour and what is it? Pancake. Pancake. Yeah, it's almost like that.
Yeah.
But he's also showing if you pour honey on top of it, mm-hmm. and it like drools over it.
Uh-huh.
So the honey can be astral plane.
Oh, I see. Covering the whole pancake. The whole stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it encompasses the whole dimension is what he's saying.
Oh, okay. But it is kind of swirled, right? All these infinite number of dimensions within the astral plane.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He's showing me, yeah, when you said like chocolate and vanilla, it's like.
Okay. Oh, great. Now I'm hungry. All right. So what about when you're imagining something? Where does your consciousness go there?
He's saying you are actually creating thought forms every single second, Mom, when you are actually imagining. And this is his favorite topic. Like, people think that imagination is different than something that you do in real. Like, you want me to quote that? Okay, he wants me to tell you an example that I was watching one day.
Okay.
The athletes, there was something on BBC or CNN, I don't know, or Discovery. The athletes, the football athletes or the soccer players, when they are put all these for the test, they are made to show us, see a screen where there's a match, is played, but they are on a chair. And all these wires are on their different nerves and all that because they're being tested. Mm-hmm. Even when they're watching it, what they go through is exactly the same changes in the body that happens when they're actually playing it.
Wow.
Although they're imagining.
And maybe this is part of the same study, but I heard that an athlete like shooting hoops in their imagination for a certain set period of time has the same effect as actually practicing it for real.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's saying, so people can actually take benefit from it, but it's difficult. It's difficult as in it doesn't feel real. Oh, we are imagining, and but we don't know what's actually happening inside our body. The body changes and everything is as real as the real thing.
So just because it doesn't feel tangible doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah, and he's showing me these fingers. We want to touch everything, Mom. We want to see things. We want to hold things. Yeah, so he's saying imagination is all about creating thought forms, negative and positive both. And okay, so did you ask imagination in terms of astral traveling? How is it related?
Does your consciousness go anywhere when you're imagining? To a different plane or dimension?
He's almost saying like we are always going and coming and, you know, going in and out of places here.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually the consciousness is moving around.
Wow. That just exhausts me to think about it, I swear. What about when you're daydreaming? I guess the same thing, right?
Yes, and he is saying, in fact, daydreaming can be one of the biggest stress busters and a tool for manifestation, he says, for people, although they don't realize. Okay, so this is me saying, but he wants me to quote again. Jim Carrey's a very famous interview. He says he used to, because he was poor and he didn't have enough money, so he used to imagine he's sitting in these expensive cars and he's driving. That was like his daydream all day long, and you know, and sometime he actually ended up doing that.
Yeah,
it sounds ridiculous, but that's actually a very good tool for manifestation, he says.
Yeah,
and he's saying it's not expensive, mom. You can do it anyway.
It's very portable too. So if I say out loud pony, that feels tangible. But if I just imagine having a pony, it's still the same, right? The same form of manifestation.
Yes.
I want a pony. Okay.
He's saying if you've experienced that feeling, like you have a dog, right?
Yeah.
So even when you don't have a real dog in front of you, but you know the feel, it's easy more. It's more easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And when it comes to a pony, but if you have not experienced, but the feel will be similar. And he's also saying, but it's not that, you know, the next day somebody would deliver a pony in front of your house.
Oh, no.
Because it, in terms of linear time or like how human, so it's different. But he's saying you never know. Well, you can have a pony.
Yeah, you could. I don't think I want one. So what about when you're driving, you know, you're in the zone and all of a sudden, wow, I'm at my destination. How in the heck did I get here? Is that kind of like the same thing, imagining or daydreaming or?
Yeah, that's not necessarily astral traveling. That's like daydreaming.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what he says.
All right. So it seems like from what you recently said, that the law of attraction, I mean, if you really want to manifest things, it's really a lot better if you're doing it while you're astral projecting or astral traveling to those higher dimensions. And then you
sorry, what's that?
You know, if you get really good enough so that you can consciously astral project into a higher dimension, you can consciously manifest, say what you want to manifest, and practice the law of attraction in that higher dimension, and you would get your desires faster, easier.
Yes, he says, but there is he's talking about something that's happening in the background, that is our history, our fears, so that is also in play. But yes, it can be used as a tool to manifest, but consistency is the key, he says.
So,
you know, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, so how do you do it? How can you train yourself to eventually astral project, and not just in your dreams or so on and so forth?
How do you do that, Erik?
Or do you leave your body totally? Your spirit? Or you're still tethered to that silver cord, or what?
He's saying until death, until you lose your life, you're always connected with that silver cord.
Okay.
It never leaves you. In fact, he's saying, yes, you leave your body. It's like your astral body leaves you. he's talking about the feeling that we have, like we fall down from a cliff. Like everybody has that, right?
Yeah,
you also might experience. So he's talking about that feeling. It's actually our astral body coming back into our body.
Oh yeah.
That's the thud that we feel, almost like we fall down from a huge cliff.
Oh yeah, right. You wake up, oh my God, you know. Yeah, that's interesting. So teach us how to astral project. Or you can even say, well, you read this book or that book, I don't know. Yeah.
He's talking about breath work, like how you can breathe in a certain way to reach the alpha state.
Okay.
Like the sleep alpha state, when you are. He's talking about all those stages, like when we just lie down, we go to sleep, and you know.
Oh, the brainwave activity, how it changes from alpha.
Yes. Yes. So alpha is the perfect timing to move out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm asking him how to do it, and tell us a way. Okay, so he's telling about like how we go into a meditation, like having our own space, quiet place.
Okay.
Lying down without any disturbances. He is laughing because he's saying astral traveling is easier when you're tired, but it in turn makes you more tired. It's almost like you're sleeping, and if you're like astral traveling too much, you'll feel exhausted when you wake up in the morning, almost like you didn't sleep at all.
Okay.
But it's easier because the more tired we are, the least resistance we have.
Oh, that's true. It's like a meme. I saw this meme that was so funny. It's like, I heard a weird noise downstairs, but then I'm so lazy. I go like, meh, I've had a good run.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
I've done that. It's like, oh, here's something. It could be a burglar or a murderer, but oh God, I'm too tired.
Yes, all the time. So he's saying, so it's easier because you're not like, you cannot help drifting into sleep.
Right.
So, and the brain activity is also slowed down when you're like too exhausted.
Okay.
And how do we breathe? What do we do? He's talking about setting an intention first. You know, the basic thing, like, okay, I want to astral travel tonight. Help me, angels or guides or whoever, whatever makes sense.
Right.
Putting it out in the universe that this is what you want to do tonight.
And you had to probably do an intent for protection too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And he's laughing. He's saying, if it works, Mom. I mean, if it works, that's what you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, how do we breathe? He's talking about, I had, when he mentioned, I remembered, in a session with Raylene had taught you some breath work of 7 seconds, holding it and then releasing.
Oh, yeah.
He's mentioning the same breath work that calms you down. 5-7-5. Yeah. Okay. So inhale. Oh no, 7. Let me ask him. He's confusing me.
That's his job.
Yeah. 5. Inhaling. Okay, so inhaling for 7 counts, which is difficult.
Yeah.
But then you hold for 5 counts, and then you release for 5 counts, and exhale for 5 counts. Before that, he wants you to just inhale and blow out air from your mouth. Like,
yeah.
That'll relax you more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how many times? He's laughing. He's saying, if you're too tired, if you do this like quite a couple of times, you'll be already sleeping. So initially, if you're trying to practice astral travel, maybe a week or two, if you're doing every day, you will be just sleeping with absolutely no memory of astral traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But you would be astral traveling every day, just like how you do. So the next thing, so he wants us to set intention, do this breath work. How do we get out? We don't jump out of the body. So he's keeping it simple, like do this thing for maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Most probably you'll be sleeping every day. But then when you get used to it, and maybe if you're having some memory of it, then set an intention of having the whole memory of what you're doing throughout the sleep.
Okay. After a couple of weeks. Okay.
Yeah. Probably a week or two. Within a week, he says, you might remember. And then, and he's saying you got to be patient because it's like a very slow process. The remembering is the slow process, he says.
Yeah. And then
Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry? You froze. Yeah, now you're back.
Can you also eventually, when you start getting the hang of it, set an intention for what you want to manifest? It's like when I'm in there, I want to talk about manifesting a pony or whatever.
Yes. Before that, he's talking about binaural beats, which are very helpful to traveling.
Yeah.
So he's combining the binaural beats. I mean, like for real, like astral traveling for dummies, mom.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Who have no clue what they're doing. So the breath work and the binaural can be combined.
Okay.
And he's telling me a stage which can be different for different people. Like this is something even I have tried. I have not been successful. But he's talking like when the body starts, like jerking, like shaking.
Yeah.
And you almost, okay, this is what I feel, Elisa. He wants me to tell you. I almost feel like if somebody puts a cover on your, like a bed sheet, like on your face, and they slowly move it, you would feel like a thin layer coming. It's weird, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was just looking up. They do have astral projection binaural beats. And
yes, they have numerous, anything that resonates with you, he says. And he's also saying if he's talking about a particular frequency.
Oh, yeah? Let me see what this one is.
He's saying 540, something around like 500.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So probably 50, right? 50. Well, let me see if it says it. Well, anyway, we'll y'all do your research.
Yes. So cool. That'll help a lot. So he's talking about reaching this stage. But this stage can be tricky because it's like really uncomfortable because first of all, you've never experienced that. So he says it's almost like you don't want to let go. So it'll be difficult. And he's talking about you, Elisa. It'll be really difficult for you to let go. So, because like you are close to your body, although you're like sometimes outside, but like, it's an uncomfortable feeling for few people. If you go past that feeling, it'll be easy to, jump out of your body.
Yeah.
And you remember it.
Yeah. So like, I heard that you can like imagine when you're in that relaxed state, just pulling yourself out of your body with a rope, hand over hand. I don't know.
Yes. He's saying that'll help, but don't, he's mentioning not thinking about your body parts though. It's always like, when you think about your leg, there's something happening in my leg, you jump back in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can imagine the rope without actually, that's what the tricky part is, without actually looking imagining.
Okay.
And when you reach that stage, he just wants you to breathe and try to relax.
Yeah, you could maybe set an intent. I have the intention of not being afraid. I have the intention of letting go easily. So, boy,
Yes.
there's a lot of intents involved in this.
Yeah, he is teasing me because I am, for me, fear is not the thing. I become so excited. Oh, I'm going out of body.
I think that's what I would get more than anything else. I don't think I'd be afraid. All right, I'm going to ask you.
I lose it.
I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and then we're going to do another topic.
Okay.
Where are there any places we can't astral travel to? That it can't happen?
No, he says.
Can you actually, like this phantom boy, can you actually help other people when you're in that astral state, in the astral plane? I mean, you can't move things and whatever. What can you do to help people? Whisper in their ear? I don't know.
Can you? He's saying yes, but it's like in a very subtle manner. You cannot like interfere in their decisions, or maybe like playing pranks on them, or maybe doing a little nudge of something that can be done, he says.
Okay, that's good. Just like spirit guides do, just like you, Eric.
Yes.
Give people little nudges and suggestions. All right, anything else you want to share?
I can do more than that, Mom.
Pardon? What is it?
I can do more than that, he says.
Oh, I know you can, sweetie. You got a big pocket full of tricks. All right, anything else you want to share before we close?
Okay. He wants everybody who's listening to try this thing. If it works, it's really interesting. Like astral traveling is something which is like very beneficial, he says.
Okay.
It would help in manifestation. And he's saying if you do this, you would become more aware of your changes in your body.
Oh, wow.
Because all about letting go. So you know how it is like being in, being out, and you become the observer. He's almost showing me an image when I'm out of my body and I'm looking at my body lying down on the cot, on the bed.
So cool.
So you rarely are an observer, which you do when you're astral traveling. So he wants us to try this.
Is there anything harmful about it? Like, I guess you could do too much, really, and get sleep deprived or something. But
saying, apart from the tiredness that you feel, like people tend to do it too much. So it can affect eyes. The eyes can hurt, although not mentioning any like deep issues with it, right? Yeah.
And any health benefits at all to regular astral projection or traveling?
He's saying many. Wow. He just mentioned like people who are terminally ill, or like or people who are not able to find a particular medicine or cure for their disease can actually travel to places. He's almost showing me like people going to mountains to get like the plant medicine that they can get.
Wow.
So maybe, they might not remember it, like they actually went to this place, but it can be maybe next day they're reading something, or it can be a nudge to them, which leads them to a holistic place.
Oh, I see.
Does help.
So to find knowledge, for your health.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. You guys can check out lovely Vinod. I know.
That's okay.
Every time. Anyway, at thelovelylife.in, which is for India. And thank you guys. That's her website. Thank you guys. Check her out. She's amazing. And she and Eric are big buds. So that's got to say something. Love you, Eric. Talk to you in a little bit.
Love you, Mom.
Bye.